everyone. Carlos here, Disney World Freak. Welcome to Ep.5 of Weekend Wake Up. I can't believe that it's been already 5 weeks, pretty much 6 weeks since I decided to do this. Really exciting how it's progressing. Not moderators, I'm sorry, subscribers and everything, and people enjoy watching. Feels good, it really does. Little housekeeping before we get going. Check out Dean at the Live Place, liveplace.com, where you can find a list of family-friendly streamers, the times they go on, their content. Everything you need to know about us is on there. Go check him out, Dean at the liveplace.com. He's also Dreamer's Empire in the chat. So when you see him, give him a shout out. I got some guests. As you saw from the thumbnail, we're going to talk Epcot, my favorite park. And I got a couple of guests. I know one of the guys, it's his favorite park as well, so he was excited to get on. But first, I want to touch on something. Little source, sour note, whatever you want to talk about. I just want to thank everybody that's reached out to myself after I posted what's going on here with some family friends. For the ones that don't know, we lost a dear friend. She was my wife's maid of honor. To what's going on, to the virus. She had prior health issues. The ones that to me, the ones that are dying are the ones with prior health issues. So she had them. So she succumbed to the virus a couple of days ago. I guess the worst part, any death is bad, but the worst part is she lost her mother and her aunt within 24 hours, 36 hours to the same virus. Again, prior health issues. So, we lost 3 family members within a total of 72 hours. All 3 were gone. We're also hearing that there's a couple of more family members that could be on their way out. You take this virus for granted until it hits you close to home. I know I did. I'm one of those. It's a virus like any other virus, except we don't have a vaccine. We don't, and I can get backlash for this, and that's fine. But until it hits close to home, you do have a different take on it. I have a different take on it now. So yeah, there's that. Again, thank you everybody that reached out. Pray for the family. She left a 7-year-old daughter and a husband. There is another brother and sister in the family. Just please keep everybody in your prayers. The little girl especially. It's rough, and my wife's been in rough shape, not health wise, but mentally wise since we heard the news. It hit her hard. It was, her best friend. So, but again, thanks everybody reaching out. Just keep everybody in your prayers. Stay healthy, stay strong. Obey the rules. Wash your hands. Go out, wear a mask. Yeah. So that's it for that. Let's get into some happy news. We are going to talk Epcot. Let me bring these guys in. As soon as I can find my mouse, it's not working. Here it is. We got Disney Dan and we got Jeff.
Hey.
Hello. Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, good morning. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. That's right. Let me ask now real quick. Everybody's hearing me all right? Because I have this new mic going.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And
I think Jeff is muted.
A lot better than what? Oh, Jeff is muted.
There he is.
Oh, you muted. I thought I muted. No, now I
He's
muted
again. There we go.
Sorry.
Second one was me. Jeff's like, yeah, we're going to read lips now. We're going to have some fun with this one.
That would be fun.
Right? Do the whole stream that way. Mike Wheeler would be like, okay, now I'm in trouble.
Mike Wheeler sounds good, but your mic sounds good too.
Thank you. Yeah, like I did that quick 2-minute little stream. I had to go buy something. I couldn't stand hearing myself on my, go back and watch the streams. I couldn't stand hearing the way I sounded. So I'm like, I got to get something. Next is the camera. I'm pretty it's I don't want to say cheap. It's an HP PC that I use, and I'm just using the webcam from it. But I know there's better stuff out there, and I'd like to invest because
see, I have the same sort of things. I can't go back and watch my early sort of episodes of Disney Fiasco because they are just terrible. They just look and sound terrible. So I'm just like, nope. I've got to get new equipment. I've got to get stuff and take it. So I was in the same boat as you. Trust me.
Yeah. Jeff, you always sound great and look good, but you I think Angela said you guys used a Mac, iMac, right?
We use a Mac, yeah. Camera, I'm just plugged into the computer. I don't really like the. We got to get a better camera. I think it's always gloomy in Pittsburgh. It's like it might as well be like evening. Yeah, it's exactly raining and gloomy, overcast. So
see, I can mock my country for its weather.
Oh, it's gloomy. Listen, I woke up to some dusting of snow. It's all pretty much melted now because of the rain. But I hear that a little further north, they're getting 5 to 7 inches of snow today.
I heard Charlie from Disney Nerdhead has got a lot of snow today.
Wow.
I mean, come on, it's April 17th, people. This is Mother Nature's having some issues today.
Yeah.
She's having some issues. Let me check out this chat. Who's in here? Joey's World was first. Good morning, Carlos. How are you? Good morning, Lisa, Joey, and Keith. While I'm on them, let me congratulate them for being a new mod. On Resort TV 1.
Congrats, guys.
It was cool to see that blue wrench for them. I'm sure Joey was very excited for that. Disney Dan, of course, is here multiple ways. Kate Schuster, again, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Walter Grams, Dougie, I'll say it now. Dougie is going to be my guest on Tuesday's stream. Nice. I am going to have Dougie on. Nice. So that's going to be great.
Dougie's great.
Do Philly Crew, good morning. Good morning, Do Philly Crew. Joey's best bud. There's the other part. There's the 1/3 of It's Joey's Worlds. Everybody say hi to each other. Please call us. You got our number. Do not hesitate to call us if you got anything. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. I will. I'm all right. It hit me hard too, but all I ask is just prayers for that family. And I repeat, the little girl. I mean, no child should lose their parent at that age. So it's going to be rough for her. I'm sure she understands. At 7, I believe she's 8 already. No, she's 7. My son's older by a couple of months. I'm sure she understands, but just keep her in her prayers and the rest of the family. It's rough for them right now. Stevie Lee, welcome in. And that's it right now. Tracy Glenn.
Hey, Tracy.
Tracy is in the house. Tracy, how are you, sir? Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, good to see everyone.
All right. So, as the thumbnail said, we're here to talk Epcot, my favorite park. After my first trip, I didn't even know it was a park. I went into Future World with the wife, saw all this learning, activities and buildings, and I said, "Yeah, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go. Let's go to." At that time, it was downtown Disney. Let's go walk around there, or I'll go through. If I remember correctly, I think I went to flea markets on 192 in Kissimmee. I'm telling you, that day was it was so boring. We were there a couple of hours and we left. After the second trip, when my sister went with us and took me into World Showcase, and by then I think Test Track already was open, it became a whole different park for myself. World Showcase to me is a park in itself. I could spend days at World Showcase.
100%.
Yeah. I know it's all changing now, and I don't want to talk about, we'll get into the changes, but I like to remember the park that I loved, the park we all loved. I'm sure we're going to like this new one, but I can only go as far back as 2002. So I know there's rides that are older than that, the ones that Josh loves and some of you guys that were there before that. But I remember from 2002 on.
Well, that was the year of my first trip that I can remember as well. So,
02, around there. Good.
Mhm.
Good. So now I don't feel bad. Jeff, when was your first time?
First time at
to
Epcot was 1985.
85.
1985.
So that was what, the 4th year after it opened?
It was
Wow.
fairly new at that point.
Wow.
It was when you would you could walk into the park and they had all these kiosks, and you would walk up to the kiosk and you would see a person and you would make your dining reservations.
Wow.
They would say, okay, what restaurant would you like to dine at? So I was 18 at the time. So we were playing around. We would just like talk to them, say, oh, we want to eat at Germany. They go, okay, how many? We'd say like 4 or whatever. We just like run away. It was just because it was like new technology and stuff. But it was very neat to see that.
Wow.
All the classic rides that aren't there anymore.
So you got to see the
World of Motion.
Yeah, all that. And
Universe
the original
Energy.
figure ride.
Universe, yeah.
Wow.
Ellen's Energy Adventure.
I'm very sort of envious of people because I was discussing this with Rob Fuzz, Dean, and Jim on Rob Fuzz's channel. We were doing a retro stream yesterday, and we were talking about places like Horizons and places like World of Motion. And for me, it's not so much retro anymore because obviously I'm a little bit younger. I didn't really sort of know really a lot. I mean, even to this day, I still don't even know what Horizons is. I know the building, I know the song, but I don't understand what the ride is meant to be. So I'm kind of sort of like envious that people got to experience an Epcot that I feel like it's so different to what it was back then. And then even in the next couple of years, it's going to be different to what we have now. And it's one of those, I feel, theme parks that has continued to evolve drastically over the decades it's been,
Yeah, I totally agree.
We welcome in Jeff Resendiz. Thanks for being here, Jeff.
Hey.
Hi, Jeff.
Lee, I think I said good morning to Stevie Lee already, but if I haven't, good morning. Laurie Brown, welcome in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for checking in.
Hey.
Yeah, I'd like to, like you just said, Horizons. The only thing I've seen is the streams that Jeff has done. Not Jeff, I'm sorry, that Josh. Wow, I don't know what happened there, but Josh always saw TV One, and the Rob Fuzz, the retro video that Rob Fuzz has. I mean, I like it. I like rides like that. Something you just sit down and just like Spaceship Earth. I love Spaceship Earth. But I don't get why some people swear for Horizons. What made it such a big deal? I mean, I enjoy it. I love watching it.
Yeah,
it looks cool, but the way some people talk about it, like I don't get it.
They said it was like the
anymore.
most innovative. It was the most unique attraction. That's what I've heard. But did you ride Horizons, Jeff?
I did. I rode Horizons.
So what?
Body Wars.
So what? Okay, so go back to So what was Horizons? Because I still don't get it.
It's basically, it just takes you through time, sort of.
Right.
It just shows you what was and what is possible to be. What's on the horizon as far as agriculture, space travel, stuff like that. So, I mean, it was very, at the time, like 1985. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, right?
Right.
So it was very innovative in 1985. I want to say that, but it eventually got to that point where we need to come up with something better than that.
Yeah. Well, what I find the most interesting about Horizons, though I never rode it, it probably perhaps gave the most inaccurate fact in the whole of Disney history. And that is Walt Disney's famous quote, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Because that quote did not come from Walt Disney. It came from the Imagineer who created Horizons, Tom Fitzgerald. Because obviously the song goes, "If you can dream it, then you can dream." You know that song? Yeah. So everyone, if you go onto Google and say, "If you could dream it, you could do it," be ... Walt Disney, it's completely wrong because it actually came from Horizons, which was obviously made by Tom Fitzgerald. Right. And I'm just like, I'm honored that they've kind of made sure that that sort of quote resounds to Walt Disney, but it wasn't a Walt Disney quote. It's a Horizons quote.
You're hurting a lot of people's feelings right now, Dan.
I know, I've just ruined people's lives. The thing is, every time I watch Josh's stream, Josh from Resort TV 1, and it has behind him, "If you could dream it, you could do it," that Walt Disney, I'm like, no, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not Walt Disney's quote. It's a Disney quote.
You're talking about the Walt Disney behind his office. Yeah.
I'm just like, no. It's one of those, like, I feel like it's one of those quotes that it has to be Walt's quote. Like, it's totally Walt. But it's yeah. Joey goes, "Oh, Dad, the dasher of dreams." I'm sorry. There's going to be like a stampede outside my house now with picket forks.
Right. Let me ask you guys this then. Walking into Epcot, actually, I want to show you. I pulled out some pictures, some old pictures. You brought up Universe of Energy. I have an old. Jesus,
wow.
Hold on. This was from 2009, I believe. I just presented myself. Did I present myself? I don't know.
Yes. Yep.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, now let's see. My computer's very slow right now. Now it's showing up. I can honestly say I don't remember taking this picture. Universe of Energy, is that where Ellen's ride was?
Yep.
That's
where Guardians of the Galaxy is going.
Yep.
Okay.
It's to the left. To the left when you're coming in.
Right, where the new roller coaster is going. Right.
Right.
See, I enjoyed Ellen's ride. I really did. It was a place to relax, a place to just sit back and I don't know. Like, I'm a nostalgia kind of guy. I loved the old rides. My opinion was, you want to add rides, great. You want to update a couple of the rides, great. Just leave some of the old stuff alone. Maybe this one, all right, I get the change. But I kind of wish they would have left it alone myself.
There was a lot of stuff inside that Ellen's Energy.
Yeah.
I mean, those dinosaurs that they had in there in that beginning part, they were really big.
I feel like it was one of those attractions where it kept breaking down a lot. And then it was fitting that the last ever ride on Ellen's Energy Adventure, it actually broke down.
Right.
we got evacuated in 2010. We got evacuated from that ride.
Did you?
Yeah. Yep.
But I just love the fact, like, last ever ride on Ellen's Energy Adventure. Oh wait, we've got to evacuate. I feel like it's one of those, like, cursed rides.
Hi, Pam.
Pam's fan, welcome in.
Hi, Surfer Girl.
Thanks for being here, Pam. Surfer Girl 326, thanks for being here. Everybody else, I think we did Ellen's ride when we needed a break from the heat, according to Tracy. Yeah, it's one of, every park needs one of those rides. And Epcot's got a lot of those rides because, everything's indoors. But when you want like a good half hour to 45 minutes away from the heat, that's the ride to go on. Was that one.
Well, that ride also took a lot of people out of the park. You could fit a lot of people on that Ellen's.
Yes,
those ride vehicles
at one time.
Huge.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were big. Like, you could at least get
if I remember
10 to 12 on one row.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
And there were three. It was 3 wide. So
3 wide. Yeah.
3 cars. Yeah. And about 20 rows deep?
Yeah.
They were
each car.
Big, yeah, they were big ride vehicles.
1,000 people each ride, maybe, if they fill them up.
Well, the beginning area where you're watching Ellen on Jeopardy, I mean, that area was even big, where you had to sit and watch that pre-show with the Jeopardy and what's the.
I think that was the worst part of the ride. You could have just changed that, left the ride alone.
Right.
I mean, no wonder it kept breaking down because of
the
amount of people that the motors had to push all those people. No wonder it broke down a lot.
Right.
Are you guys? Let me go back to the entrance of Epcot. Are you either one of you's a go to Spaceship Earth first because it's right there, or do you go somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Nope.
Somewhere else.
Because that's where everyone goes first thing in the morning. I mean, unless you have sort of a mad dash to Test Track or Soarin', I feel like if you've imagine you've never been to Epcot before, one of the probably the most unique theme park in the world. Like, there's nothing like Epcot anywhere in the world, and you see this massive golf ball. You want to ride what's in the golf ball,
right?
So I feel like if you have never been to Epcot before, bam, that's the first thing that they go to, because people won't know, about Soarin' or Test Track until they're actually in the park, or if they've done their research. But for me, that's where I go. I go Test Track or Soarin' or Frozen.
That's funny.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, well, we've done them all. So we've gone straight to Spaceship Earth, or we've done mad dashes to Soarin'. I guess it all depends on the fast passes, when we have them, and if we're doing rope drop, and or if we're going back to the park. If you're a park hopper, where do you want to run to? But I remember, I agree that first time in Epcot, not the first time, but the second trip in Epcot, and that was the first thing that we ran to was Spaceship Earth. I've seen the let's get to Spaceship Earth real quick. I've seen the photos of what it's supposed to look like. What do you think of all those changes they're making to inside of Spaceship Earth?
Well, for me, the second half of the ride, when you're on your way down, I feel like it was just it's nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing there. The reason why they put the touchscreen stuff in was because they hadn't finished the attraction. They never did. They didn't. I feel like there's so much more they could have done. And I feel like all the technology stuff they did on the screen is kind of like a cop out. I just don't feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do so much more with the stuff around them and the screens. You could almost have like an interactive sort of thing on the screens that interact with your surroundings, and just say, right, I want more information on here, or I can make something move or something do something if I click on the screen here, and I just feel like there's so much. I'm glad they are redoing it. One, because I hate the thank the Phoenicians line because it's completely inaccurate.
That's my wife's favorite line.
That's me being so I don't know if you guys know, I have a background in ancient history,
right?
And the alphabet was not created by the Phoenicians. It just wasn't.
And you're really gonna have a line outside your house.
I know. I'm gonna have a big line this
Mutiny.
We should have changed the stream to Dan's critique.
Stan's rants. Good thing we're all on lockdown, because then no one can come and kill me. But then I know that's wrong, Dan. You are wrong. I love that quote by Walt Disney, and just a thank for the Phoenician. It's just not right. But the worst thing when I hear is just like, oh, I love that scene where Rome burnt, and I'm like, no. It's Egypt, because they say it in the thing. It's Egypt, not Rome, and I don't know. Oh wait, and Charlie comes in with his thank for the Phoenicians hat. He's got a hat with a thank for the Phoenicians. But I think there's so much that they can do. I wish they had sort of like an option where you could have either Walter Cronkite, Jeremy Irons, or Dame Judi Dench narrating, because those are all the original voices. I'd love to hear a Jeremy Irons version. So that would be pretty cool. But I'm really looking forward to the change. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I know they're keeping quite a lot of the similar stuff, but I think they can sort of update the look. I think it does look a bit tired. I feel like there's so much that they can do. And I just hope they do something that second half of the ride. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there. That's me.
Jeff, you got anything?
Yeah, I totally agree with Dan. I know a lot of people get upset when they hear Disney's going to be messing with the classic rides and stuff, but they always seem to do a good job. And I agree with Dan. Like once you get past, Bill Gates and whatever he's doing in the garage, and you start coming down, it's all like those faux stars, and you see the Earth, and you're just playing with the computer screen. You're not really paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. They vertigo kicks in.
Right.
All those lights.
They could do a lot more with that. I believe. I mean, I saw it in 1985. It's the same as it is right now. I know I wanted to film it one more time just to get it on film before it went down, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So,
and that's what kills me the most right now is our last trip was July of last year, and my memory's not the greatest. I mean, I remember these rides, but it's like, wow, the last time we rode it was in July, and I'd like to pay attention, really well one last time. So I would have loved to ride it one last time, get everything in, get some more photos in, and like you said, video it, because it's gone. It's gone now. Nobody's gonna. Yeah. Well, supposedly nobody's gonna ride it again.
Well, the change is it closes on May 5th or 6th or something like that.
Yeah,
I think so. I feel like it's one of those things where people had planned to go and ride Spaceship Earth one more time, and hear the in what's it called, inaccurate lines before it closes. But but look, I think Disney changes, and I think it is time for a change. I do want to ask, who would be your narrator? Who would you pick as your narrator?
I'd say just keep bring Judi Dench. Just
bring back Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah. Keep some kind of classic with it.
Yeah. I feel like you need a strong, intelligent kind of voice. And not gonna lie, all the British voices that they've done have been pretty good, just saying. I'll go for someone like Idris Elba. I think he's got quite a powerful, strong voice. Clean. I think it'd be quite a good narrator.
Colin Firth.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you go. That's quite a good one. Yeah. Colin Firth would be quite good.
I love him on The King's Speech. What a great movie. Great actor. I love that.
Yeah.
But
and in King's
when you say British, I'm like,
that's a good one.
Morgan Freeman says the Delphilly crew. Liam Neeson. I want a version with Arnold Schwarzenegger doing it. This is the Phoenicians. Oh
Jesus. Charlie, welcome in. I know I've been reading some of your chat. Charlie's here. Disney Nerd Herd is Amy. Welcome in. I already said hi to Pam. Trying to catch up to everybody here. Of course, that screen is slowing down, so we'll move to this one. R. Johns, welcome in, R. Johns.
Hey, R. Johns.
Thanks for being here, buddy. Oh, there you go. R. Johns is right. I think they should use the Orlando guy. Shoot, let's go for Rob Fuss too.
Yeah, Rob's got a good radio voice, so
right.
Yeah,
the Orlando guy and More Sunshine. Jim for More Sunshine, please. Those are my three voices.
Why not just a Disney YouTuber cover?
Right.
I'll take the Phoenicians part because I know that's the one that will bug me for the rest of my life. And then we can start off with maybe like we can have a Dis and That section. We can have a Resort TV 1 section. We can have everyone who lives in New England section.
Oh, right.
Because everyone lives in like the East Coast, the Northeast Coast.
And that's when the New England section comes on, everybody starts banging on the screens like something's wrong with this mic. I don't understand these people. What's that guy saying? What's that ball guy saying? What's he trying to pock? What's a
smart pock?
Yeah, what's a smart pock? What is that? Mom, my speaker's broken. Oh, man.
Oh,
Tracy
gosh.
said
All right.
Samuel L. Jackson, but that might have to be a little bit
Oh,
PG-13 R-rated.
Well, Samuel
version.
Jackson is the voice of everything. He's Nick Fury, Mace Windu, and Frozone, and then he's in like Pulp Fiction and all the other stuff. I mean, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Yeah.
you'd almost say you want them to go with not a no-namer, but a low namer. You know, stay away from. You know, I'm sure they're going to stay away from the Samuel L. Jacksons and all the guys, but you know, bring back, you know, Dench or you know, just find somebody out of the hat. You know, that's my opinion. Just,
I'm sure.
I don't want to hear
right.
Mark Wahlberg. I don't want to hear Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
Wahlberg.
You know what I'm saying? I would never ride Spaceship Earth again if I hear Mark Wahlberg is doing the voice of.
What about
you know, Spaceship Earth?
A Ryan Reynolds Deadpool overlay? That'd be amazing. And you just see Deadpool show up in all these scenes.
I'm gonna present myself real quick, guys, because like I said, I pulled out a couple of pictures. But when I present myself, I don't see myself, so it's not. I don't know. Computer's very slow. But who remembers? Am I presented? Well, not on my end. Who remembers the wands over?
I do.
Dan, you don't? This was old too.
Well,
this was my first
considering. Wait, so 2002, I would have been. So what? That was 18 years ago.
The parade they used to do.
I would have been 7 or 8 years old.
All the characters on the bus.
Yeah, I don't remember that stuff at all. I was 7 years old, so I don't really remember a lot from it. To be fair, all I remember from 2002 is riding Test Track with all those dummies that getting squished and everything, and Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. That's all I remember from 2002. So I can't really remember a lot. So.
Oh man, here's another one. I won't present myself, but this is what I'm going to miss too. I know they got something nice coming out the front of Epcot. I'm going to miss that area with all the flowers. This was during Flower and Garden in 2009.
Wow.
Wow.
That's my 3 oldest there.
Yeah.
It was a nice place to get a picture. You had Spaceship Earth in the background. I mean, I've seen the designs of what they're going to do now. It looks pretty good too, but I don't know. Like I said, I like the old stuff. Leave the old stuff alone.
Yeah. We'll see what they do.
All right, let's get out of that section. Let's go left and let's go right. Let's go left. Test Track, Mission Space. And that's all that's there now.
That's about it.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
But, I've never rode Mission Space, and I really don't want to.
Yeah, don't blame you.
So, yeah. Test Track, do you prefer the old Test Track or the one they have now? The old version or this version?
I prefer the old queue. I think the old queue was so cool, just seeing all these dummies getting smashed up and being squashed. And I remember just the clanging and banging of it all. I just loved that. But the ride, I do like the new version quite a lot. It's quite futuristic. I think it's what Test Track needed at the time. But I think maybe a hybrid of the both. I like them both.
I remember when it was the World of Motion, and they used to have all kind of cars inside, and it was pretty neat. All the interactive stuff they had with the test dummies, and what cars are going to look like in 2000. But I don't really go to Epcot for the rides. I go to Epcot for the World Showcase.
Yep,
that's why we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get the fast pass, the 3 fast passes. But if I don't ride at all at Epcot, I mean, we go like every month, so we weren't like, we've been there, done that part.
Yeah, right.
We go for the food. So
We'll get, and I'm sure we'll get to that soon enough.
We will get to food.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't yet. But
35 minutes without talking about food. What is wrong with us?
Hold on, I'm trying to make this an Epcot stream. Welcome in, Alyssa Stenberg. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I enjoyed the original test track, the ride itself over this one. I don't know. It's just this one's too dark. I think. I think it's a lot darker than the last ride, but I enjoyed the ride, but I enjoy more going into the car show at the end and getting into some vehicles that I probably will never own. I do own Chevys, but not that nice. The Corvettes and all those are great, and the Camaros. But yeah, and like I said, Mission Space, I've never ridden it. I don't know if either one of yous have, but
yeah.
I've
ridden the version, the lame version,
the green one. Yeah,
the green version,
the lame version.
I don't go on the one that spins you.
Yeah.
I don't think I get off of that too well.
Well, I've ridden the green one, which is good. I don't mind the green one. I lost a bet and had to go on the orange one.
I heard that story.
I think I've told that story before. That
it was your last stream. Yeah,
it was my last year. That was not fun.
Yeah,
I've seen a kid get off that version and he couldn't even stand up. He had to be taken.
Yeah, that was me.
By hospital. he had to go to the hospital.
Oh, he had to go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that wasn't me.
The ambulance came and they took him away on a stretcher because he couldn't get his bearings straight.
It's a rough ride. Like it's. I don't do well with spinning at all. I can't even ride teacups. And I losing that bet, I felt I would rather drank 10 Beverleys than ride Mission Space. It was not very nice.
I rode the teacups for the first time this year.
Really? For the first time?
Really? First time this year. We didn't. I told my son if he spins it,
we're getting off.
I'll never ride it again. So
we're getting off mid-ride.
Right. Yeah. But
I've already done it. Yeah, I've already done it 3 or 4 times, and I'm one of those. I'll put both kids on and I'll spin it as hard as I can. Close my eyes, hang on for dear life, and I'm all right when I get off. But I'm like you, Dan. Certain things when I spin, it'll because I suffer from migraines. Yeah, so anything that'll trigger one, I try to avoid. But for some reason, the teacups doesn't do it.
Wow!
I'll close my eyes, spin it hard, and just like, okay, I'll be fine.
I can't do that.
Yeah, the teacups didn't bother me, but spinning around in Mission Space, I think that would put me over the edge.
It's rough. It's very. It's not just the spinning. It's also sort of the vibrations.
Yeah,
and that kind of makes it even worse. So. I don't know. I know R. Johns is a big fan of Mission Space.
Yeah.
But not.
And Charlie says he owns 16 vets. So we're gonna go up there, take a ride in one of his vets. All right, let's go across the park then. In the Future World, I think it's my favorite part of Future World. And that's over that whole side. Everything from Imagination to the old Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The audience ride to, the land pavilion, and then Friends with Nemo. There's a lot on that side of the park.
Yep.
And I think all of it's pretty, exciting to use that word. But let's hit the aquarium and Finding Nemo. Not Finding Nemo. Is it Finding Nemo and Friends?
Nemo. Yep.
Yeah, and what I enjoy a lot is Talking Crush. I enjoy sitting in there and just seeing those little adult quirks he puts in there. I don't know if any of you guys have done Crush lately, but
I've never done Turtle Talk with Crush.
Oh,
really?
You have to do it.
Never done it.
Dan, it's a great 15-20 minutes, if that. It goes quick. And like I said, every once in a while, depends who Crush really is. Every once in a while, you get those little adult quirk jokes out there. So it's a good time. It really is.
It's worth the time. Yeah.
I mean, the whole Seas with Nemo and Friends and the Seas Pavilion is apart from taking everything in Future World, it's my favorite pavilion. I think there is so much you can do there. Look, the ride, the Seas with Nemo and Friends. I know this might be a bit of a shock, but I would say it's in my top 10 favorite rides in the whole of Walt Disney World. I think
really
100%. I really do. Firstly, there's never a line. Two, as soon as you get into that building, the air conditioning is probably the best air conditioning in the whole of Disney.
Right.
Yep.
3, I think the ride is just wonderful. It's whimsical. It can be a bit scary, with the fish with the sharp teeth and the light bulb, and the technology of how they put the fish on the screens.
Towards the end on the glass.
Towards the end is fantastic.
Yeah.
The aquarium is amazing. And what we found this year, which was very cool, was they now do these dolphin shows where they play games with the aquarium staff, the specialists, and they use their sonar sort of skills through the glass, and they do sort of games and stuff. And you get to really be up close with the dolphins. It's absolutely amazing. And then I love looking at the manatees. I mean, there's a manatee that's older than me. I mean, that's just crazy. Which is cool. And okay, I think some of you may know I have a bit of a phobia to crustacean animals and thing that's not a fish. But I love that whole pavilion. I think it's beautiful. Yeah. It's stunning. The ride is great. I need to do Turtle Talk, which I know I'll do eventually, but I know it's something that I will always sort of give a go. But for me, I could spend hours in the Seas Pavilion.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. We were there a couple months ago, and our daughter found the manatees. She didn't want to leave. They had to feed them.
Amazing.
They threw in some cabbage like every 10, 15 minutes or whatever to feed them. They were eating the cabbage, so she was just awestruck by the manatees. I think there were 3 of them in there. But like about 10 years ago when we were there, our son got to, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this. They have the, where they have a scuba diver go into the tank.
Yeah.
And he got picked to help him out and stuff like that, which was really, really neat for him, because at the time he was like really shy and backwards and stuff. And they picked him out of the crowd to they were demonstrating how like a plastic bag looks like a jellyfish to sea turtles, and how they eat these bags and it clogs up their stomachs and stuff like that. But it was neat seeing him decompress and go up into the aquarium and see him floating there. Then he came down and was talking with everybody. And they have a really good restaurant, Coral Reef restaurant. If you've never eaten there and you like seafood, I got the seafood broil last time. It was actually in February, and it was really, really good.
The mahi there is good too. I had that, and I think I had the steak one year as well. The steak was good too.
A lot of people don't know about that restaurant because it's kind of back. We're out of sight.
Yeah,
I went there for the grilled the grilled octopus. They had back then. It's not on the menu anymore. They had a grilled octopus, probably 2016 or so. It is. It's a great place.
It's good there, and I just love.
It's great, especially if it rains. That's where we run to if it rains. If it's raining, or we know the rain's coming, because, like you said, Dan, you can spend hours in there.
Yeah,
and not see everything.
I mean, you can even, if you have a license, you can actually go diving in the tanks, which is pretty cool. And I just love the manatee that there's one manatee that has a tail injury. I think everybody, if you've been there, you will know what I'm talking about. But she's the one that's older than me, and I've always been fascinated how they take care of their animals, take care of this manatee who is seriously injured, and they do an amazing job. They really, really do. I mean, not just a place like Animal Kingdom, but where you have a place. I think it's the only place in Epcot where they have actual. Oh no, they have in the Living Seas too. Living with the Land. But this is where most of the animals are in Epcot, and It's a lovely pavilion. The fish are fantastic to watch, and I could just sit that the area upstairs from the attraction where it's just like a circular sort of area. I could sit there for 30 minutes just watching the fish and the sharks, and it's amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah. And brings us to the lands. Yeah. Everybody's favorite pavilion. I never even called it a pavilion, but I've watched a few streams and where people, questions. I think one of them was yours, Dan, and that was always asked, like, what's your favorite pavilion at Epcot? And I'm just thinking World Showcase. And I can't think of how many people answered the land, living with the land pavilion. Yeah. But that's another area that, done correctly, you could spend a couple hours in there between both rides, the show, and get a quick dining over at some Sunshine Seasons.
Great quick service.
Very good quick service, yes. Ride-wise, are you a Soarin' over California or the one they have now?
That's tough.
I like the scents, the smells from California a little bit better.
The orange groves.
The orange groves.
Oh.
Yeah. And the new one, I think there's a little bit too much CGI in it. So if you're like sitting on the extreme ends, it could be kind of a bad experience for you.
Yeah.
As long as you're sitting in the middle car, in the middle section.
B1 is the best place to sit.
I think you're good, but I don't think they should have used so much CGI in the new.
Because no one wants to see the Leaning Tower of Eiffel.
Right. Exactly.
Or a wonky Taj Mahal. It's. But the land is the most. Well, I actually do like Soaring Around the World, but if they had that orange grove section in it, it would be perfect for me. My favorite scene is the Polynesian scene, just because I love the culture, but that smell from the islands of Fiji or wherever they are, I want that in a candle. I think they must have it in a candle somewhere, but
you could find anything in a candle.
You can find any candle.
Yeah, right.
But
welcome to Mouse Talk Waltz. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hello.
The land is definitely it's the largest pavilion by far. It's bigger than all the other World Showcase pavilions. It's huge. I mean, they've got 2 restaurants. They've got 3 attractions. If you count Awesome Planet, whatever it is. Don't let me rant. Actually, I will rant on it in a minute. But it's fantastic. It's a fantastic pavilion. And they even have like a behind the scenes tour, which is like $12 or $16.
Yeah.
And you get a whole tour and a free slice of cucumber.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not really free. It's a $12 slice.
$12 for a slice of cucumber.
There's also, you could also go, Living with the Land has to be in my top 10 to my, I don't know. I just have some good memories about that ride. It's a good ride to get out of the heat. Hardly ever a line. Also at Sunshine Seasons, it's a good place to go. You can just go grab a glass of water and walk right out of there. So that's our go-to for water refiller.
Sunshine Season is so good. The Mongolian beef. Amazing.
Yes.
Stuff.
They have some good desserts there too.
Yeah.
They got some salmon. They got salmon in there too. That's really good. You can get a really good piece of
variety. Good variety there.
Yeah.
Really good variety. But the Living with the Land, like, do you prefer with the narration or with a person narration?
I liked it when there was a person on the front of the boat narrating.
Me too.
It gave you that more personal, the personal aspect of the ride, and you felt like you were getting that attention. Now I still enjoy it.
To you, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it, but not as much as having that personal person talking to you, like they really care about you and they want you to learn what's on this ride.
My wife hates that ride. I mean, hate's a strong word, but when we say let's go on Living with the Land, she's like, really? She'd rather sit by the bathrooms at Soarin',
Well,
everybody has their thing. Yep.
No.
Garden Grill.
Garden Grill.
Oh, you want to hit food? We're getting.
Well, let's do Garden Grill because
I
mean, look, it's the elephant in the room right there. Come on, it's amazing.
I got 40 minutes left, and I don't think it's enough time to talk all the food. So while we're there, let's get go ahead. Garden Grill, to me is in my top 5 restaurants at Walt Disney World that I've had. Top 5 easy is Garden Grill. Haven't had breakfast. We've just had lunch or dinner. Either one is the same meal, but oh my God, good. The food is so good. The interaction you get with the characters is amazing.
It's none like any other.
And, right. And just knowing it's not a big spin. My wife really struggles with spinning. So when we first made that reservation, she's like, really, that's going to, I'm not going to be able to eat. When she realized it's not really, it's spinning, but you don't feel it.
Right.
You really don't feel it. But what an experience. Food, all in general, what an experience it is.
It's wonderful. It's really, and the amount of food you get, the service is fantastic. The interactions you get are great. You can't really go wrong. Okay, and I saw Charlie saying Garden Grill is so expensive. It is expensive. But I feel like if you compare that is a similar price to, say, Chef Mickey's, you're going to get a much better value, much better food quality, much better interaction at Garden Grill than you are at Chef Mickey's.
Now, Jeff, go ahead if you want to get in there real quick on Garden Grill. Have you had it yet?
Oh, there were 9 of us there. We had reservations at 7:00 this one night. We were there for 3 hours.
Right.
The thing was, the pavilion was closed. There was nobody else in the whole pavilion. Soarin' was shut down. Living with the Land was shut down. There was just our waitress waiting on us. We're like looking around, and we didn't realize how we just ate the mac and cheese, the dessert that you get, the strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We were just shooting the breeze and talking, eating, having a good time, and we walk out. There's nobody in Epcot. We were the last people in Epcot walking out of there.
We are so going to do that one day.
Yeah.
I'm so there.
Just to hit on what Charlie said about being expensive. Was it Charlie that said it was expensive? I'm trying to find it in the chat, but
it's all relative, though, right?
To me, it's buffets and family style. Okay. Yes, you're paying. Again, we're always on the dining plan, so I don't even know what I'm paying. But for people paying out of pocket, it is $59 for an adult.
Yep.
If you break that down to how much you eat, what are you paying? $20 a plate? Not even, because now you have your drinks too. So what are you paying? $17 a plate? Because I could eat 3 to 4 full plates of that turkey. The last time we were there, they had the pot roast. I think they changed it to something else now. But I myself, dropping $60 there out of my pocket is not bad, because I can eat. And this is how my head always works when it comes to Disney dining. I can eat $60 worth of Garden Grill, just like I can eat $60 to $100 worth of food at Cape May Cafe.
Oh yeah,
but
but
also, it's not just the food that is included in that price. You got to remember, right? Firstly, you're in a Disney theme park. That's the first thing, right? Because look, Disney is expensive. The whole thing is expensive. The tickets, the everything involved is expensive. Then you've got the characters, of course, and these character interactions are far greater than anywhere else I can think of, unless you have a personal interaction on a special event or something. These are full on. Each character will spend at least 2, even 3 minutes with you, and they don't just come around once. They'll come around. I saw Chip or Dale 3 times on my last trip. On my last time I was there. It's fantastic.
There's been times. There's been times where we've seen the characters 5 times. They'll sit down. pretend
Well,
like
if
they're
you were there
eating
till
with you.
park closes, you're the only ones in there. They're
Yeah.
probably thinking, "Oh, we're gonna go and see. We're gonna go
We-
and
we
see
did-
them again."
Right. We did have
Characters are hoping to go home, but they're like, "Oh, this family's still here. We can't leave."
exactly. Well, the one time there were 3 characters at our table at once. You don't really,
No, that's amazing.
you don't get to see that very often
No.
either.
No, you
So
don't.
maybe if we give them
Charlie-
some attention, they'll leave. I don't know.
Charlie says it's great. We have reservations this trip, but it's like $10 to $20 more or bucks more than Crystal Palace. Charlie? Are you talking breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Because again, and these guys will tell you, and I think they are telling you, the interaction between Crystal Palace and Garden Grill is completely different.
Yeah.
The food is completely different. Yes, Crystal Palace is a buffet, but I didn't find the food
is
that good at
next
Crystal
level.
Palace.
Food is next
No,
level.
exactly.
Grill,
They
Exactly.
can make green beans taste good to me.
Yes,
They're okay in my book.
Hey, look,
The-
they
for
put
some reason,
goldfish on the
Disney
mac and
corn.
cheese. I mean,
right?
Exactly. Right.
When was the last time, Jeff? When was the last time you went to Garden Grill?
Oh, we go probably every trip.
Okay,
we go a
so-
lot. Probably not
My
more
last
than
one was 2016. Do they still put the goldfish on the
Yes.
on the mac
Yeah.
and cheese?
Yes, they
Oh,
put the
yeah.
goldfish on the mac and cheese. Yep.
Yes, right there you're paying for. That right there is worth
Wow.
the extra $5.
we wouldn't go that far.
They brought
Depends
my
how
son,
much mac and cheese you have.
They brought my son out his own thing of mac and cheese because he was eating so much of it. They brought him out his own portion for.
Oh.
So they'll do whatever they can. I mean, the character interaction at that restaurant is unlike any other I've seen. The food quality is phenomenal there.
You're right about the interaction. It just brings up a quick story. The last and only time we were there, unfortunately, was Ethan's first trip. He was petrified of characters, and when I mean petrified, it breaks my wife's heart now just thinking about it. What we did to that kid to get him in pitches. I'm talking about true screaming like we're breaking bones on him. There, he was sitting with his back, sitting next to his mother, and characters saw what was going on, and they would sneak around back to the other table. Thank God there was nobody sitting there, and pose behind them just so we can get pictures of him, because they knew if he saw him, he'd started screaming. So they'd come around once, see him screaming, this and that, take pictures like this one that I show with my wife and my daughter, and then they would go all the way around the restaurant or to the kitchen, come back on the other end, and wave at me, and then sneak in. And just the way they did it, they'd sneak up behind them. He didn't know they were there. We'd snap our pictures. It was great. They are, I'm telling you, very upscale when it comes to their characters, more than any restaurant that we've been to with character dining.
And the outfits they wear too are pretty cool.
Very
with
cool.
the farming.
The
farmer
yes.
Very
theme.
cool.
Yeah.
And they use the ingredients from Living with the Land.
Right.
They are as fresh you are going to get compared to somewhere like, a lot of the other restaurants, There is actually the food that has just been growing for months and years. So it's...
Hey, Noah. Always
Hey,
here.
Noah.
Hi, Noah.
I knew this was going to happen when we hit food. We'll spend an hour just not Garden Grill.
Don't get me started on Awesome Planet, because it will take me another hour just to...
Look, we're not even going to get into
down.
We're not even going to get into the Figment Pavilion, all of that. To me, it's a great ride. Some people don't like it. Some people like it. I love Figment. My favorite character. I have so much Figment stuff I could have grabbed. Yeah. I am just going to show one quick picture. Who remembers Figment with the Kodak, when they were sponsored by Kodak, and you can, after the ride.
I don't remember that.
Oh, Jeff remembers it. Yeah, see, that's Michaela there. Michaela there's probably 5 or 6, and they picked her to be the Kodak helper.
That's cool.
That, and this is one of my favorite pictures my wife's ever taken. Yeah. I'd love to Photoshop all those people out of there. Yeah.
I remember Dreamfinder walking around with the Figment.
Figment as a puppet,
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a puppet. It was really Figment. It wasn't a puppet.
That was Figment. Yeah, that was a puppet.
Come on.
Oh, sorry. But it's a fantastic pavilion. I do want to give a little shout out to that theater which had Captain Neo in it. and because that was growing up, I was a big fan of Michael Jackson. I love the Captain EO experience, and if you guys have never been to the Disney Pixar shorts, I highly recommend it. It is phenomenally done and completely and utterly off the radar of everybody who go there. And I would say, no, you need to go and see that because it is beautifully done. Beautifully done.
I love how the whole movie theater moves.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It is just incredible. If you think you're just watching shorts, you're not.
Yep.
You're not.
It's an experience.
It is such an experience.
And that's also where the DVC. That's also where the DVC lounge is in the Imagination Pavilion too. So
it's amazing. Free chips and soda.
Love it. That's our go-to spot when we need to recharge or get out of the heat.
Yeah, well, Donna and Arjon's very generously invited us up last trip. And I was just like, I've always wanted to be in this part of the building. So I was like geeking out and whatever. It was fantastic. And so thank you to them. But it's a beautiful spot just to relax. And
if you guys are ever there, let me know.
We were jealous. We got caught in a major rainstorm, and we were stuck there, and we were watching everybody going upstairs to the DVC.
We
room.
took a
like very jealous. I'm like, wow, I want to go.
We took a picture. So there was Dana. I don't think you can really see Dana, Arjon, Steve, Disney Life for Me. There was Meg. No, Meg wasn't there. Meg came later on. Corey from Corey Fiasco was there. That was a lot of fun. It was
trying to present you. I mean, my computer's very slow.
Yeah, but I can't because I'm surrounded by white and everything. You can't really see much. So there's Steve right there. You forget how tall Steve actually is.
I was gonna say, you could tell by the height.
But that was really fun, and it was good. That was good.
I like Corey Fiasco. He's another native from up our way. He's up here a lot in Newport, Rhode Island area.
Yeah, him and I were the ones who started Disney Fiasco. Like he was my buddy, and then he moved on to do bigger and better things. So he's a great guy. He's a good guy.
All right, let's get into World Showcase because we're down to a little under a half hour, right, Jeff? I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And at the same time, because there ain't much of World Showcase for rides and everything, so we are going to do all food now for a half hour with World Showcase. Because there is a
we'll touch on few rides.
Not the other word. Simple question everybody asks, and I'll ask too. Do you go left? Do you go right? Mexico or Canada?
We usually go left. Mexico.
I go right.
I go whichever way I'm hungry.
You know what I was finding really interesting was I call it Disney psychology. So it's all about sort of how people sort of walk around theme parks and stuff. So if you look at something like Main Street, I know they're really off topic, but if you look at something like Main Street, you guys drive on the right-hand side of the road where everyone drives. No, you drive on the left-hand side, right?
Right.
No, you're right. Yeah, if you're going down Main, you're on the right. Yeah,
you're on the right-hand side of the road, and all the cars coming are on your left side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you look at Main Street, what's at the start of Main Street in the beginning of the day is a bakery and breakfast, and then when you leave, all the shops and stuff are on the left-hand side because the left-hand side you're coming back, right?
Wow.
So for me, I drive on the left-hand side of the road. So I always go Main. I always go on Main Street on the left side because I drive on the left-hand side of the road. It's kind of weird, but I say that, but I always go right on World Showcase and don't go left. Where a lot of people go left and don't go right. So it's kind of like sort around. So I go right, not because the UK Pavilion is on the right-hand side, but I always go right. I don't know why.
All right, let's go. We'll go just because you're different. We'll go right. We'll go right first. We'll go into Canada first. I have never eaten at the steakhouse.
Le Cellier.
Le Cellier. Yeah, we have not. But I have had many, and when I mean many, of the little filet mignons at the Food and Wine Festival. I don't know if it's the same.
No.
But if it's anything close to those filet mignons or better, then I know for sure I need to get into that restaurant. Because those filet mignons, those little pieces with that mushroom sauce on top, is to die for. I don't know if anybody. Yeah, have you eaten there?
We've eaten there probably about 5 times.
Oh, it's so good.
The T-bone that they have. My son gets the filet. He gets the filet, so I'll let him get that. But I get the T-bone.
Yes.
Couldn't even finish it. It was so big. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It was probably about this big. I had a big meat knot in my stomach after I put that down. I thought I could finish it. That was lame. Yeah, good food, good atmosphere. It is kind of dark in there because you feel like you're in a cellar, basically,
like a wine cellar. Yeah,
wine cellar. Yeah. But it's a great atmosphere. We've never had bad service there. Food is phenomenal.
It's definitely. I would say in terms of cooking of meat, it's probably the best well cooked and cuts of meat you're probably going to get on property. And I'm saying that even though there's the Yachtsman Steakhouse down the road at the yacht club, I would say it's better than the Yachtsman Steakhouse. I think the quality there is incredible. Probably it was why it's a signature dining, but it's totally worth it in every way.
Cool. What's next? UK's next, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
There you go.
God save our
UK Pavilion to me is.
Go on, say whatever you like. You won't hurt my feelings.
No.
Or don't say it. Don't say it nice because
I've said it. My favorite pavilion is Germany. I love Germany. I love that pavilion. My favorite pavilion is that one. But England, the UK Pavilion. You got to realize too. I love shopping. Me and Jen will get along great. I love shopping. I love to eat, so that's why I get along with everybody else. UK has all of that, and just the way that the shops are, the garden in the back where the bands play. I love that at night. It's my second favorite pavilion. Food wise, I've had the fish and chips at the quick service. You know what? I make better. Just my opinion.
We make better. We make far better.
Right. So it was all right to try. You know what? It's the only cup I forgot. I buy a cup at every cup or glass at every pavilion. Yeah. I got always here. I grabbed that real quick out of and of course we got the big guy from Germany.
Nice.
But I don't know why I didn't grab the British one. But okay. It's a nice pavilion. It really is. It's my second favorite. It's so much to walk around.
I'm not being biased or anything, but actually, it's not actually my favorite pavilion just because it's better here. Because it's better here. We've got the real thing. But it's a very good representation. I mean, I could talk a whole stream about the UK Pavilion, but if you want to get a true, authentic sort of food-wise, I would definitely go to the Rose and Crown pub. It's definitely there's a lot of variety there. I would definitely recommend getting a Scotch egg, which is fantastic. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's so good.
It is.
But they got some really great food there. And always recommend an outside table for dinner because then you can watch Illumination Epcot Forever, whatever it's called now.
Whatever it's called now.
Who cares what it's called? Because they took away my Illuminations, but whatever. But the shops are fantastic. There's so many different sort of variants of shops, and what I love about the UK Pavilion is it doesn't just represent England. There's Scotland, there's Ireland, there's not enough Welsh stuff. Wales needs to be represented a little bit more. But you've got the maze, you've got the British Revolution, which I hope they bring back after this whole thing has blown over.
Yes.
Which is amazing. And I'm looking forward to the Mary Poppins attraction that's going to be heading that way as well. So I think it's been taught in the works for years, and I'm glad they're actually doing something with it now. And you can still meet Winnie the Pooh there. You can meet Alice. You can meet Mary Poppins, which Walt just said, even though I didn't read it. Trust me, it just came to the top of my head. But yeah, and it's where I have a lot of friends who used to work out there and still will probably, go back out there to work once all this has gone over. So it's beautiful, but it's a good representation. But if you want to see the real thing, come here.
We've eaten at the Rose and Crown. We've eaten at the Rose and Crown. We've had the fish and chips.
It's good.
I'm a big soccer guy, so I love all the soccer stuff.
Hold on, team.
I didn't know that. Hold on.
Yeah, I've played soccer pretty high level, and I love soccer. I love all the different soccer representations at all the countries as well. Yeah. So I pick up a jersey here every time I go. I'll get one from a different country or whatever.
Which team do you support?
Or which league?
English. Well, I like Spanish.
Okay, so Barcelona.
Yeah, I like Italian league. I like the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
English Premier Soccer is okay.
So you notice you never went to EPL.
the home of football.
I'm just joking. No, I love them all. I mean, if soccer's on TV, I'll watch that over any other sport. Put it that way.
Yes.
Just don't watch Arsenal. Please don't watch Arsenal.
I'm a big soccer guy.
Oh, that's good to know, man. So am I. I mean, shoot, I still coach it. I haven't played it in a while, but coach it. I still.
Yeah, I've been coaching, but I ruptured my Achilles tendon last year, so I can't do anything.
I just can't breathe after I run. I don't. Yeah. I get tired showing them drills. Can you imagine me actually? I get tired writing up drills instead of showing. We're getting way off topic here, but
we need to do a football stream. I'm not going to call it anything. We're not going to do anything. I'm not going to say the other word. It is a football stream.
Football.
It's not.
We can definitely.
Listen, I didn't want to say football. I didn't want to say football because people might misunderstand what I meant. So
people know what I meant.
But I am with Charlie. I am a Liverpool fan, so Charlie, we get along with Liverpool there. Sorry, buddy.
Actually, Liverpool are okay as long as it's as long as you don't support Arsenal. That's the main thing.
No. But I'm also, a Jose Mourinho guy, so I am Portuguese, and that is my. I've met him a couple of times here in the States, and he's the real deal, personality-wise. But we are getting way off topic. Yeah, where we go next? France. Let's get France.
Next is
France.
France.
Yeah, we're not going to get through the whole World Showcase unless I go a little bit over 10 o'clock. But let's see what we can do. France.
It's a good conversation, though. Yeah. We're having a good conversation.
Yes, we are. And you never answered what your favorite soccer team was, so Dan's still struggling.
I've always been growing up. We always had Italian soccer on our TV, no matter what. So I've always been a Juventus fan, even before.
You can have them.
Even before Ronaldo.
I wouldn't want him on my girls' soccer team.
I
repeat it. I am Portuguese, and I don't want him on my team.
So.
Nice. I don't know Juventus. All right.
No, neither do I. But I saw him live here. I actually drove to New York to watch him against my Portuguese team, Benfica. They played in New York at Red Bull Stadium. Oh. That was a fun game. But yeah, okay, France. Because France, another great pavilion.
Oh yeah.
Not as nice to walk at because to me it's too condensed with that little hallway that I call at least to the bakery and everything. But that's where I'm going is to the bakery.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can. Suzanne and I always save a lot of snack credits. And we'll have at least one meal, but sometimes two meals just in the bakery. Forget about the restaurants. I know the restaurants are great, but just the bakery, the lobster bisque, the sandwiches, the desserts, the wine, the beer. They have, the 1664 beer. They have the Kornberg. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great pavilion. I mean, you can meet Belle there, you can meet Aurora there, and I have 3 words for you: Ratatouille, the ride. I think I'm one of the only few people here who've actually ridden it in Disneyland Paris. If it's good there, it's going to be even better come to Florida. One, because half of it won't be in French. and two, technology. It's actually been there for at least maybe 6-7 years. So the technology is only going to be better in Florida than it is already in Paris. So
yeah,
it's going to be a game changer. I'm going to tell you right now.
Welcome in, Ed, from VIP Project.
Hello, guys.
And I don't think I said hi to T. Marie Photography. She's been here for a little bit.
Hi, Tina.
Big Noah. And I don't know if I think I missed Alyssa Stenberg. And she's been here for a long time. I don't remember saying hello to her. So thanks for being here. It's a great pavilion. It is. But again, to me, I find it tight. But restaurant food-wise, you can find everything in that bakery. If Chef de France, I've never done, but I know people that have and enjoy it.
If I know you say it's tight, but if they kind of bring the exact replica that's in Disneyland Paris, what it is, it's very narrow, and then it kind of opens up into sort of like into a square. And and you on one side is the Gusto's restaurant, and then on sort of the other sort of side is the ride. So it actually opens into a French sort of market square. There'll be some stalls there. So actually, although it looks tight now, I think it'll be a much larger pavilion, especially how sort of if they take the exact thing that's happening in Disneyland Paris, it'll be a much sort of open area.
Yeah, well, the images look that way, and it's going to be bigger. But I'm saying is from Chef de France up to the bakery and the ice cream place. Yeah. That is tight there because they have the flower pots in the middle where we're taking pictures, the fountains there. So I know when I go with the stroller, because Ethan was still using the stroller, it does get tight on one side or the other. But now, now it's going to open up. It's going to lead to the back where Ratatouille is going to be and all of that. But the original France Pavilion, to me, I just found that tight the way it was set up.
I think it looks tight is because a lot of people sit on that fountain, and it makes.
Yes.
But if you've taken the Skyliner from Epcot over to Caribbean Beach or whatever, you can see what they're actually doing to the France Pavilion, and I think it's going to be really, really impressive when they're all done. They're building a crepe place in the back. You can see where they're building Ratatouille, so it's really going to open it up and make it a much bigger pavilion once they're done. I think.
Yeah,
I think you'll like it.
Just don't touch the bakery.
Well, that's our go-to for breakfast. I mean, you can get breakfast there because they open that up early with the rest of the park.
8:30. I think they open on 9 o'clock.
So good. That's our go-to for breakfast.
It's a good choice.
I go lobster bisque, two lobster bisques. And I'm from New England. So, we have real lobster up here and real lobster bisque, but they make one good one there. Very good.
I'll have to try that next time we go.
That, and you get a half now I've learned, get a half a baguette, because when I told the guy, I want a whole one, I'll split it with my wife, and he brought me, Jeff, I was telling you this the other day, they bring you that thing that's like almost 3 feet long. I'm like, no.
But
I want that one there. He's like, that's a half. I'm like...
But that's authentic, though. If you go to France and say, I'd like the whole baguette, you're going to get a 3 foot long baguette. You're not, it's not, what we get in the grocery store. So.
And I'm okay with eating a 3 foot baguette myself.
So. No, so am I, but not going to
not 8:30 in the morning.
10,000 feet after. I'm drawing a blank now on the next pavilion. I really
Morocco.
Is it Morocco? Okay. I've never eaten anything in Morocco. I know. I do like the design. I enjoy walking in the back where the shops are, where you go and meet Jasmine and Aladdin. To me, it's a tranquil pavilion. It's very nice to walk. The music playing, the Moroccan music playing. I almost feel bad for that restaurant that's in the back. Because nobody
Marrakesh.
The Marrakesh.
Restaurant Marrakesh.
Restaurant
Marrakesh.
And I feel bad for them because
I've eaten there and I was not impressed. It's very sort of, people. I think when you think Morocco, you think spices and flavor, and I when I went there, I thought it was very, very bland. But I say that the Tangerine Cafe is probably my favorite quick service in Epcot. 100%. I think the shawarma is incredible, and I'm saying that where in the UK we are very fond of Mediterranean food, like it's a very sort of big part of our culture actually, and the shawarma there is, I would put it up there with a lot of stuff around in my area. I would say the Tangerine Cafe is definitely a hidden gem. I just wish that they did sort of something better with Restaurant Marrakesh, because it's very sort of, it's let me down a couple of times. So that's my sort of, but I love it. I think the little temple that's there, it's kind of blue marble everywhere, and a little that's wonderful to sit because no one's ever in there. And I think the market is very sort of authentic. If you go to somewhere like Morocco or the Middle East, it's very sort of authentic with a lot of stuff everywhere. Yeah, so I would say it's one of my personal, I think maybe it's in my top 5 favorite pavilions, I would say.
We've eaten there, but there's so many other better choices in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, not that the food was bad. I just think there's better choices that I would prefer. And I like how far back Morocco goes. If you walk into Morocco, you can go, I mean, it looks like you're actually in a street market when you're back in, once you get past the camel and the bathhouse and you can smell all the incense burning, and it's actually just puts you in a whole different place. Like, am I in Epcot or am I in Morocco?
Yeah,
I agree.
It's wonderful.
Very deep.
Japan. I believe Japan's next.
Yeah.
That one I remember. I've had some of their quick service. Not their quick service. No, I'm thinking of China. Have I had anything in Japan? I don't think I've had anything in Japan either. I enjoy the shops.
Japan doesn't
Japan's
have
got
quick
some nice
service.
shops.
Japan,
it's China. I'm thinking over. Yeah, it's China.
So they have the Mitsukoshi department store, which
huge.
is probably the third biggest actual store. I think it did third or fourth after like Mouse Gear, the Emporium, and World of Disney. I think it's a huge store.
Huge.
And I think that was kind of the idea. I think there's some Mitsukoshi department stores in Japan where it's like 12 levels high, like it was a whole big building. So I love that, and I always have good fun there. Trying on the kimonos, picking up a samurai sword is pretty cool. So yeah, it's definitely, and also you could buy Pokemon stuff, which is always a plus.
They do have quick service. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, they have quick service. Yeah.
Yeah, Katsura Grill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's back behind the koi pond. Behind the.
I remember. I was thinking of something else then. Because when I think of food there, I go straight to Teppanyaki, and then there's Tokyo Dining next to it. So I was like, is there a quick service there? I can't remember.
Well, there's 3 sit-downs now in Japan.
Oh, with Kumite.
Yeah. So there's a lot of eating options in Japan. We like Teppanyaki ourselves. You get 9 of us at a table, just have a good old time.
Right. You got to have the right amount of people to do a restaurant like that.
Delicious.
We've never done that one there, but we have one up here close by that we do a lot. And we've gone, just my wife and I, and it's boring. You interact with everybody else sitting around you, but it's not the same as if you have 6, 7, 8 to 10 people that you could fill the whole place up.
Right.
The whole grill up.
It's even better at Epcot because it's they make a Mickey Mouse out of the onions and they
the only reason we haven't
Disney.
Yeah, the only reason we haven't done that one, like we haven't done many restaurants, is, and I've said this in past streams, is my kids are just the worst eaters. I know Disney will cater to them, but cater to them, we're still gonna have to pay their price, that restaurant price.
It's
So in other words,
definitely
if I go to that one, I can't even spit it out right now, but they're going to charge my son for probably a kid's meal for that price, but bring him chicken nuggets because that's what he'll eat. And
it's definitely a foodie
I won't
place.
do that.
Yeah, it's a foodie place. I mean, you've got to really sort of be into your noodles with everything in it, your whatever you're going to order, steak, shrimp, chicken. Like it's
Right.
The food there is actually very, very good. I am a big fan. Well, everyone knows I'm a big foodie. The only criticism I would say about Tepanetto is that I didn't get enough. Like I wanted more, and I think
but that's all of them. Even up here, a restaurant like that.
Yeah, but that's I mean, if I'm going to lay down, I don't know how much it is, $55 to $60 on that, and I get half a plate of noodles and a couple of bits of steak or chicken out of the whole thing. I mean, that's for me. It's I struggle with that.
Even up here. I mean, if I remember correctly, I paid $42 for my plate, and I looked at my wife and I says, really, this is what I got for $42. I mean, we've gone back and again, but it's still, even up here, it's still not worth it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the food there is fantastic. It is very good. It's fresh. I love the show. I think they do a great job. But when you just think about it and think about how much you get on your plate, it really doesn't match up the price of what you're paying.
No.
Yeah.
So
also Japan, you can get a pearl.
Yeah, you get a pearl.
You get a pearl. We did that for our daughter's birthday. We let her choose the oyster, get a pearl.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. I think it's one of those sort of hidden sort of things that when you go into a Disney theme park, you don't expect opening oysters to get a pearl. I mean,
Suzanne does one every trip. Every trip she does one. That's her go-to thing.
Yeah,
she's got a collection of pearls over there that
they bang on the drums.
It is fun to watch. Yeah, and they sing, and my daughter makes fun of their singing, literally right in front of me. I said, "Don't do that, please." Stop.
So
it's a great experience.
One sort of tiny experience I love doing is, I think it's in one of the stores. There's that sort of parchment paper with the wet brush that you can try. So when I was a cast member, I was living with a friend who was friends with some of the characters. He was friends with someone like Goofy, and he would show me how Goofy would sign sort of signatures and stuff. And so what I do is I go into the Tokyo, the Mitsukoshi department store, and do a Goofy signature on the watercolor. So then when people come by, I always just stop and watch, and I just see people saying, "Oh, Goofy's been here." I mean, it's like one of those sort of hidden sort of cast member things I like to do because it's quite unique and different. So yeah, it's quite fun.
We're at an hour and 28. I don't mind going a little over. I think Jeff's on at 10. As long as you guys are all right, hanging out a few more minutes. I know, Jeff, you're on at 11.
Yeah.
So you're all right, hanging out a little bit longer?
I could talk God all day.
Yeah. We could just carry on.
I'm just going to cancel my stream if you want.
We'll jump on yours at 11 o'clock and we'll continue this talk. Unfortunately, I got to go by work in a little bit. I had a couple of customers call, but that's besides the point. They can wait too. Who needs money? I'm skipping the American Pavilion just because I'm skipping the American Pavilion. I haven't done Sam Eagle yet. I've seen the reviews. I love barbecue, so I can't wait to try it. But what else is there to talk about the American Pavilion?
You got the stage, which I think is
you got the stage.
Always got something that has something sort of special on there, whether it's the candlelight procession or the festival bands that they invite down there, and still need to do the American Adventure, which I have not done yet.
I didn't even know that was there.
You didn't even know that. You know what? People have had a go at me for not doing the. People have had a go at me, like literally, like if you thought there was picket forks and like mobs outside my house already, with all the stuff I've said today. People have gone to town with me on not seeing the American Adventure, and I'm just like, for me, like, I'm not American. I mean, it's not something I don't feel patriotic. I don't, But I would happily go see it. Like I'm very open to seeing all this stuff and everything. And I'm very intrigued on American history. Only the stuff that doesn't involve the British, but still. But I'm always intrigued on seeing new stuff. So I will one day go and see the American Adventure.
We really enjoy the Voices of Liberty, especially at Christmas time.
Beautiful singers.
Yeah.
And you brought that up at Christmas time. That is the best thing about the American Pavilion is the stage. We love the candlelight procession and all the people they bring in for that. We enjoy that one. So yeah, they got the stage. But next, Italy.
my favorite pavilion. My favorite pavilion.
Italy, really?
Well, being an ancient historian where I talk about the Romans every day of my life, it's just stunning. It's just everything about it is just I feel this pavilion is more authentic than any other pavilion in the World Showcase. The architecture, the look is very, very sort of Roman Phoenician hybrid, depending on where part of the pavilion you are. I would say certainly at the back of the pavilion is very Roman, with the square and the style of Via Napoli. And then you come more towards the front of the pavilion with the stores, and that's definitely more Venetian look. And then you see the beautiful statue of Neptune, which kind of pays tribute to the Trevi Fountain in Rome. And then you've got just the food there is fantastic. I wish they had an attraction there, but obviously they don't. But for me, I think it's the most beautiful looking pavilion.
We love the pizza. We go to Via Napoli every
best
trip.
Pizza I've ever had in America. I'm telling you. I've used to work in America. I used to live in America.
Dan, come on.
Dan, I'm not even kidding you. Best.
Dan, you used to live in the Boston area, Dan.
I used to live in Boston and New Hampshire. But I've been to New York. I've had New York pizza. I've been to Chicago. I've had Chicago pizza and all the other, I'm telling you, the pizza at Via Napoli is probably the closest to Italy pizza as you could probably get in America. Because
I think it's
trust me,
pizza in
New York pizza is not Italian pizza. It's just not. I'm sorry.
No.
It's not.
I
think it's the best pizza in Disney World I've ever had.
It's fantastic.
They have the 3 ovens going, Vesuvius, Etna, and what's the other one?
Vesuvius, Etna, and
I didn't even know they had names. God bless you there, buddy.
They're the volcanoes.
Bug me.
Vesuvius, Etna, and
hold on. I'm gonna Google.
But if you've ever gone back there and watched them make those pizzas, it's like a well-oiled machine. Those guys.
Yeah.
They are cool.
My kids, unfortunately, have not eaten there yet. I've only been there once, but it was the time I went with my wife for our solo trip. Just me and her for our anniversary, and I'm telling you, yeah, it is probably to me the greatest pizza on property.
Stromboli.
Stromboli. There you go. Yeah.
I had what did I have? I had the broccolini. Love broccoli, so I had the broccolini, and what a great pizza!
Yeah.
I get the pizza with the cantaloupe and the it's got some kind of meat on it. It is delicious.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Well, I get the sausage pizza. That's always my go-to because it's always a little bit spicy, and then I put some chili flakes all over it and some parmesan over it. Oh, it's amazing, absolutely amazing, and also it's reasonable. Like the price is very reasonable compared to a lot of the other restaurants at Disney.
Yeah,
that's the place we pay out of pocket for.
Yeah, it is.
Instead of using my credit,
and then you go get gelato as well afterwards.
Yeah,
we didn't even hit it. We haven't hit on snacks, and I don't think we will. But
too much.
So many. This is going to be continued next week. I know it is. Yeah. So Italy's got 2. What is that? Toto Italia too.
Toto Italia. Yep.
Toto Italia.
That's good.
Menu looks
good.
I haven't eaten yet, but
it's good.
But I agree, Dan, about being the pavilion itself is beautiful. It does look more realistic than the other ones.
It's closer in representation, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
there's definitely, I think, when they say they've gone to Morocco and got their chief design and all that, I say Morocco is very beautiful, but you go to somewhere like Italy, and I spent some time in Italy and especially more in Rome for studying, and it does feel like I'm back in Rome. It does.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, Kenzie. Welcome in, Kenzie.
Hi, Kenzie.
Hey, Kenzie.
All right, Germany.
Yes. Cantaloupe with prosciutto. Germany. There it is. To Philly crew. That's what it is.
Oh, prosciutto. I love prosciutto.
Cantaloupe and prosciutto on the pizza.
That's good.
Oh, prosciutto. I grew up on prosciutto, but the Portuguese style. I mean, it's the same thing. It's all smoked, but yeah, I love prosciutto. Germany. Let's get into Germany. Again, my favorite pavilion. I think I know it's Jeff's too. I've heard him say it before. Germany, to me, it's just it's always rocking. It's always rocking. It's always moving. It's always full. The beer, I don't like the dark beer. I'm just like in UK. I'm not a Guinness guy. I don't like dark beer. Their fruit. I was about to say Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Not Fruit Loops. Grapefruit. Their grapefruit beer. Yes, I have that in my fridge. I should have brought that bottle out here too. And the what you call it? The not the buffet. It is a buffet.
Beer
garden.
Oh God, love it. That's where this came from. This beauty. Great food. The pretzel. That's my goal. Snack. I'm not an ice cream popcorn guy. I'll have a Mickey bar once a trip. Okay. But I need to have my oversized pretzel in Germany with a beer. That's just me. And the shops, love the shops in Germany.
Yeah. I could go look at those. What are those clocks with the birds? What are they? I can't.
Cuckoo clocks.
The cuckoo clocks. Did you ever see the cuckoo clocks that they have back there?
Yes.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, for me,
I like the Stein, all the Steins too. I walk into the Stein shop, and my wife keeps telling me, "Buy one. You know you want one. Buy one. Buy one." And then, I don't want to call myself cheap, but you do one of those deals where it's like you look at the bottom, you look at the price, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not leaving $200 for a Stein right now, or even a cheaper one, which is like $90. It's like, oh, forget it. Ethan would have a balloon. That's gonna, deflate.
Yeah,
but I love those shops, and the Christmas shop is my favorite there.
You can also get some good at the Werther's, the caramel crush. They have some good caramel flavored treats in there as well.
Caramel popcorn. My wife bought a big last trip. Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. I know.
It's totally fine. I think for me, it's not. I think the Germany Pavilion is the one that I go to the least. I do like the fact that you can meet Snow White there, and I do love the trains outside the pavilion, which I think is a very nice touch there. I think for me, I don't think I've spent enough time in the Germany Pavilion. It's something that I don't know. I often kind of skip it. Maybe I've been to the Christmas shop. It's beautiful there, and there's a lot of great stuff in there. But it's never sort of been my go-to. But maybe on my next trip, I will get a pretzel because the pretzels there look amazing. So we'll see. I mean, it's definitely not one of my favorites personally, but it does look very sort. You can always tell it's busy there. It's definitely a busy pavilion,
definitely is,
which is great.
Yeah,
it's small. It is a small pavilion too.
Yeah, it is. What's it, about 300 feet deep? Because then you start hitting all the buildings. It really is. There ain't much to walk around there.
No.
Another favorite part there in Germany that I enjoy, it's more for Ethan. Ethan can spend hours by those trains.
Yeah.
By the little train tracks.
I was just saying, those trains are
watching the trains. He could, And we do. Sometimes my wife will go ride Frozen with my daughter, and we'll get the Frozen in a second, but I won't go, and I'll just sit, with a beer and a pretzel and Ethan by the trains for a good hour or two. Just sit there.
They have some good food during the Food and Wine, Flower and Garden.
Food and Wine.
Their food booths as well. Like
Yes.
the pomegranate Schafferhofer, that's good too. If you've never had that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Charlie mentioned that.
Yeah. Pickles on a Christmas tree. Yeah, we got to get Brandy and Dave. I think they own every pickle they sell in that store.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any left. I haven't. My wife keeps grabbing it. She's like, "Oh, let's buy one." I'm like, I don't know why we haven't yet, because you guys have seen my Christmas tree. They're in my Christmas streams. It's I have 100 and something ornaments, all Disney.
Wow.
But I don't have a Disney pickle.
Gotta get a Disney pickle.
But what I do have, what is it?
You got to get a Disney pickle.
Yeah, tell me about it. But I do go in that shop purposely to buy. I think I have 3 of them now. The hand painted Christmas ornaments they make. 2,500 limited, and I have 3 of them. I try to go in there and get those. Real nice ones. All right, well, that is Germany. Yeah, Dan, you got to go have a pretzel. Me and you, we're gonna have a pretzel together.
We'll definitely go get a pretzel.
Oh, definitely. That's not to jump off topic, and I shouldn't with the time was, but yeah. I can't, I can't wait for my next trip, because so many people have moved down there that I want to meet. Like Jeff will be down there, and Angela, and his kids, and Walt's down there now. I'm looking more forward. Our trip's going to be about 10 days this year, so I'm looking so forward to having a day where I can, hopefully, message Jeff and get him to come by, and Angela and Walt and and everybody else that's down there. So. Yeah, there was just that.
Yeah.
China, another big pavilion.
Are you skipping over the African outpost?
I'm sorry, did I? Did I really? I did. You know what? Because I'm drawing a blank on how they go, and I'm scrolling through my phone right now, and I don't see. You know what? Okay,
the African outpost doesn't show up.
I'm just joking.
What were you saying, Jeff? Come on, man.
That's our go-to for a frozen Coke.
I was literally just about to say that. I was honestly, I swear, the frozen Cokes there are incredible.
They're incredible.
They are so good.
And I shouldn't have skipped it, because I'm trying to find a photo. I'm not going to be able to find a photo.
I'm just busting your chops, Carlos.
No, because it's another rest area for us, and I'm going to tell you why. All those drums they have there, Ethan runs for those drums. So that's another spot. I wasn't even thinking, but that's another spot that we just stop and rest for a little bit, and he attacks those drums like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And I have so many photos of that. He has gotten a hot dog there from that stand, and I gave a cast compliment. I think her name was Marianne, very young girl working. She was kind of like running the show. She had a couple of rookies in there with her. Poor thing, she was like running around crazy, but she handled it herself very well. But what else is there? There's a couple of booths to buy something.
Yeah, some shopping. Soccer balls.
I think it's a shame that Africa is not represented in the World Showcase really at all. Even the African outpost is the African outpost. It's not a country. It's a continent, and I feel like they could easily put South Africa in there. They could easily put a safari sort of experience, like a marketplace. I know we have Africa in Animal Kingdom, which you could say is, they could put in the World Showcase, but they already have it in Animal Kingdom. But they need to represent sort of Africa somehow. But instead of it being, having some of the best frozen Cokes on property, but still, they are good. They are so.
I agree with you, Dan.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right, guys. China, real quick. Let's get into China. We're running into time.
Temple of Heaven.
It's not like what customers call me.
Temple of Heaven is beautiful. Just being, if you stand in the middle of the room of the temple and just look up and say something, the acoustics are amazing. The shop at the back is pretty cool. I think the shop is really great with a lot of sort of authentic Chinese merchandise and things that they've had now over there. Food there, the Lotus Blossom Cafe is fine. I mean, if you really want some Chinese food, that will help. That's good. But Nine Dragons, I've heard nothing but nothing but like bad things about Nine Dragons. So I wish they did.
I've only grabbed like I think it was a steak and rice bowl or something at the Lotus Blossom.
Yeah. Pot stickers are good there. I'll tell you that.
That's what our kids like the pot stickers there, but we normally don't usually eat there. Yeah.
I wish they did something more. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could do so much more with something like Nine Dragons and make it less of like a Panda Express or something like that, and make it something more authentic. Because American Chinese food is so different to Chinese food. It just is. And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to have authentic Chinese cuisine there. You know?
Yeah.
Don't have chow mein, don't have put all that out of the window. Go straight for, the good stuff from China.
Agree. They do have some pretty good food booths items at China, which we do get.
Cotton candy guy. Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah. But we really don't eat at that pavilion.
No.
They also have a spot. You get the umbrellas they have. You can edit their names, your names on. Yeah, my daughter has had those. We did back in 2010 or something.
Our friends adopted a little girl from China, and we got them an umbrella with her name written on it from there.
Yeah, cool. All right, getting going. A couple more. Norway.
Yes.
Norway. I like Norway. I miss Maelstrom. I've done Frozen once, maybe twice. I think twice. Not a fan of Frozen in the first place. The ride itself is all right, but again, I miss Maelstrom. So, food wise, I've gotten their ham and cheese something. Their little quick service they have there.
Yeah,
quick service.
That was really
school bread.
That was really
school bread.
Yes, yes, school bread, and I love their shop with all the trolls and
Well, that troll used to be in the Maelstrom ride.
Yes,
which is out there. I'm the opposite. I think the Frozen ride is fantastic. I was there opening day for it. I think the technology and the animatronics, and it actually, I think, unlike Maelstrom, it actually tells a cohesive and consistent story. Because I think in Maelstrom, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Maelstrom, but you go from like Norse mythology to an oil rig to a little town. It's kind of, it's a little weird. And I think it's quite funny. I feel Maelstrom became more popular when it left Epcot than when it actually was around.
Right.
I think the Frozen attraction is, look, little girls love the Frozen attraction. People who love animation, Frozen, the movie, love the attraction. For me, I think it's what Disney dark rides have come to, from your Peter Pans, your Small Worlds, your Haunted Mansions, your Pirates, to what we have now with the technology we have now. It's fantastic. So I think in terms of just Imagineering, I think it's really great. So that's why I think Frozen is a good attraction. So
I think Frozen's bringing a lot of people into that pavilion. That and the Anna and Elsa meet and greet, that's bringing a lot of people to that area of, bringing it into the dining, bringing it into the shops and there. So
it needed it. It desperately needed. And what was funny was when Frozen came out and the attraction came out and the Epcot pavilion became popular, tourism in Norway, the actual country, went up by like 60%.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Where's Anna? Where's Elsa? We want to see them.
Right.
Those lines, I remember when they were at Magic Kingdom, those lines to see Anna and Elsa were at least 7 hours long.
Oh yeah,
it was insane.
Crazy. I still don't think my kid has gotten a picture with her.
Not last
trip, the trip before, she went on her own just to get pictures with everybody. And now to come to think of it, I don't know if she got that one.
I have no shame. I have gone to see Anna and Elsa on my own. after like my work shift, or I was on a day off, and I see like 10 minutes to see Anna, and I'm like, all right, I'll go see Anna and Elsa. Why not?
I'm a Jasmine fan myself, but no shame there. I tell my wife.
My favorite. So.
I want to get in alone. Maybe it's the costume. What a brunette. All right, guys. Last and not least in World Showcase, unless Jeff tells me I missed something else, is Mexico. The only food I've had in Mexico is the quick service across from the ride. They have that quick service right along the water. I forgot what it's called.
San Angel.
San Angel.
Yes, is that it?
Yeah.
Tacos. We've had some nachos there, and some of the tacos. Yeah. The ride, love the ride. Again, in my top 10 favorite ride. I hope they don't change it to Coco. I'm a major Donald Duck fan, and the Three Caballeros. It's, please just leave that one alone. Shop wise, it's a pretty building with some nice stuff to get. I've picked up magnets and another cup that I forgot, but I had one there. It's a nice pavilion. It's
certainly unique. I think it's definitely one of the most unique, where the majority of the pavilion is inside the temple. I think that's a very sort of interesting idea that they did for the World Showcase. I love the setting. La Cava. Actually, if you want to talk about someone who loves La Cava, go talk to Brandy and Dave, because Dave loves La Cava. You like La Cava as well, Jeff?
The avocado margarita. You got to get it.
I think that's what they love too.
It's unlike anything you've ever had.
Do you guys drink tequila? Are you a tequila guy?
I'm not a big drinker, but I love that avocado margarita.
Yeah, I don't drink at all. So, I mean, beers here and there. But,
yeah.
I've heard that tequila, post there inside is a good go-to if you like it. If you like tequila.
I don't really like tequila, and tequila doesn't like me, but that drink, it's very refreshing. That avocado margarita, it's hard to explain. It doesn't taste anything like avocado. It's very refreshing on a really warm day, put it that way.
I would say the food, as in the restaurants, are not my go-tos. I've heard very mixed things about the restaurants that overlooks Grand Fiesta Tour. I can't remember its name. I can't remember. But that's quite mixed reviews. I heard La Cava is the place to go in Mexico for drinks and nachos and that kind of stuff. But I love the market. I think the market's really interesting. It's quite cool that I can, try on a sombrero and a poncho and all that kind of stuff. And I think the band outside of the pavilion is pretty cool as well, and nice to hear that. And it was great seeing Coco, Miguel there too. And you can meet Mexican Donald as well. And I think it's definitely one of the most good looking pavilions.
Yeah, totally agree. We've probably eaten there at that pavilion more than any other pavilion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When we were younger, we used to take the kids to the Mexican pavilion. They used to get cheese quesadilla. It was like a grilled cheese to them, But we would go there every night to get these cheese quesadillas for the kids, and we would get something different. But yeah, there's a lot of different dining options.
They also have some great booths during the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, yeah.
The Christmas festival. They have some shrimp tacos that they make, and there's another one. Something with pork. I already forgot what it was, but the shrimp tacos are really good.
The glass blower inside the pavilion is pretty cool to watch too. If you've never seen that, The kids love just watching them take the different colored glass and blowing that into different creations. It's pretty cool to watch.
That's pretty cool.
All right, guys, we're reaching on 2 hours, and I know, like, you know, we always end at 10 o'clock, and we've gone through World Showcase. I know there's a couple of the spots that we could, that I'm skipping. Well, you got the main store right there as soon as you get into World Showcase. I forgot the name of that store is.
Mouse Care?
No, in World Showcase.
It's the
once you get over the bridge, there's where they have all the festival stuff and
the World
I can't think of it.
Showcase something. Can't remember.
Yeah, it'll come to me after. And then there's and back into Futural, we didn't hit on which is closing the quick service, the Electric Umbrella. I enjoyed the Electric Umbrella, not because of the food so much, because there really wasn't. I had a brisket sandwich there that it was more cheese than brisket. And who puts cheese on brisket? But that's besides the point. I like when the fountain drinks are out where you can get to them yourself, get your free refills, fill your water. It's that one and the one at Hollywood Studios. Backlot tours. It's great, because we've learned our lesson. It's the best. Yeah, I'm going to say the best $100 we've spent. We bought before the July trip 4 bottles, those insulated bottles, the real big ones. We fill it up with ice at the ice machine in the resort before we leave. Fill it up with water, at the dining hall at whatever resort we're at, and that ice will stay frozen, until the end of the night. At the end of the night, we're trying to get the ice out. So I enjoyed those restaurants that you can run to and fill up your bottle with the water and whatnot. Or when you're eating there, you get your free refill, and not have to go ask for it.
Those are the two best things about Electric Umbrella: the talking garbage can and the water refills.
I think it's definitely I think considering that Epcot has a lot of different varieties of food, it's definitely one of those. If you're not really a foodie, it's a good place to go. But I personally have never eaten there, just because I knew of other options where I wanted to go to before that.
Right.
And it's not going to be a place where I'm personally not, going to miss. So, but there's lots of other great opportunities there as too. I mean, we haven't talked about Mouse Gear or Illuminations or lots of other stuff, but I'm sure there'll be another time for another day.
Yeah.
And Awesome Planet is the worst thing to ever come to the Lamp.
We can, I can definitely have another stream on Epcot because it is my favorite. And there's a lot about Epcot that I still don't know, that I'm sure Jeff can teach me because, like he said, he went there in 1985 and he's been there a lot more, and yourself included, Dan. So, Epcot, like Jeff said, we can go on for hours and hours and just talk about Epcot. And you're right. We didn't touch on Mouse Gears and I'm sure I missed
the Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
Yeah, there's so much that
Club
we can
Cool.
touch on. And
Club Cool.
And we will again. Club Cool, yes. Yeah, if I didn't have customers calling me, I'd say forget about it. Like you said, we'll just go right into Jeff's stream. You wouldn't have to move from that spot. But we can't because I do have to go take care of some stuff. You guys, everybody knows I like to end at 10 o'clock and pass it on to Mouse Talk. To Dole Whip Dad. Jeff's on at 10. So I apologize to him for jumping over his hour. But yeah, Dan, you're on tonight at 7 o'clock, right?
I am indeed. That's my slot. Disney Fiasco episode 88. 88 episodes of my show. I'll be on with Mouse Talk and Steve. They're going to be joining me. We are going to be talking our dream Marvel MCU movies we would like to see in the next decade or two. Considering now that obviously we aren't getting the Black Widow movie anytime soon, and that we now own Fox, So what movies would we like to see, and what characters we'd like to see in the MCU? So that's kind of the stream tonight. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then for me, other stuff, Disney Food Fridays Friday. And then I normally do a video either Monday or Tuesday. This week will be a tag video, which is gonna be good. And there's some other streams and stuff going on which I'm being invited to. So thank you to those who've reached out, and it's always an honor being part of something like this. So thank you, Carlos. It's always fun being on here and talking to you and talking to guests as well, like Jeff and everyone else you've had on before. So,
well, thanks for agreeing to come
Very
on.
cool.
You're going to turn into a regular soon because you guys know I like having people on, and you and Jeff,
I'm honored.
Two of them. So,
well, thank you so much.
Jeff. You're on you're on real soon. You're on in a half hour at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
What else you got going on too?
I think we're also going on with Pam's going on right after our show at noon Eastern. So I think she wanted us to jump on with her today. We've just been going back through all our old footage when the kids were younger, getting stuff. We call it our what do we call it? Once Upon a Time series. So we've been putting out videos from vintage, not vintage, like 10 years ago. I said vintage, right? Disney. So, but yeah, we've been looking through old stuff. We have footage of the Maelstrom. We have footage of the rivers, Three Caballeros before it was Three Caballeros. I forget what it was called, but yeah, we have some stuff we're getting together to put some videos out.
Cool, awesome. All right, guys, and you said Pam's going on at noon.
Pam's going on at noon, yeah.
Awesome. Good to hear that she's streaming. I want to give a real quick shout out. Today is the first live stream for T. Marie Photography. Yeah, she's on at 2.
Okay.
She's got she's at 2 o'clock. She's got a show called Liberty Library Matinee Books and Movies. And today she has who's going to be my guest on Tuesday, Walter Grams. Dougie from Walter Grams will be joining her.
Very cool.
Talking books and movies. So big shout out to T. Marie. If you haven't subscribed to her yet, go ahead and do so. Go give her a visit. She's great. She's a big supporter of ours. And I think Myers and the Mouse are on at 1, and I believe Positive Autism's on at 1 themselves too. So go check them out. There's a lot of cool streamers out there. I'd have to have another stream just to talk about all of them. So go check them all out. And besides that, thanks for being here, guys. Jeff and Dan, I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks. And like I said in the beginning of the stream, thanks to everybody that's reached out. It's a trying time right now. So everybody just stay healthy, do your best, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. And I always say stay positive, up here. You gotta be mindset right now for everything that's going on. So
yep.
So then I'm on Tuesday at 3, and then next Saturday we'll be back for another weekend wake up, and we'll see who's on then, and maybe we'll just continue this Epcot talk then, or we'll jump around. We'll see what everybody's got plans. Till then, have a nice weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a blast Sunday. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
My computer's always slow, shutting down. This is when,
Dance off.
Yep, dance off.